Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And thanks for joining us tonight for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. A cold weather protocol is now in effect and will last until Thursday at noon. Governor Ned Lamont implemented the protocol only hours ago.
Now, what this means is the state follows guidelines to protect people during periods of extreme cold weather. One facility in New Haven is doing just that tonight for young people.
Fox 61's Kayla Cade joins us with more about the Youth Warming Center helping those in need escape the cold.
It's open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day for ages 18 to 24, where they can come inside this room, sit down, relax, and warm up. They can also take a shower, get some food, and get connected to resources. The Youth Continuum in New Haven opened its Youth Warming Center Monday night for those in need.
Youth experiencing homelessness, housing instability, couch surfing, giving a place to walk into later nights when they can't walk into a shelter bed, to come here for a safe place outside of the elements.
It's operating for the second year in a row.
We advocated last year to open the first one ever. We saw about 20-something young people come in the short kind of 12 weeks we operated.
And this year, they're at a different location on Winthrop Avenue.
Due to some different fire marshal concerns that came up at our other location, and different requirements that were raised this year newly. So we pivoted quickly, and this building we're in now houses other housing programs for young people, so it kind of puts it all in one space as well.
Tim McGuire with the nonprofit says it's open for ages 18 to 24 in all genders. They can come into the building by accessing it from behind and ringing the doorbell. They expect 12 people to stop by, but McGuire says on average, they usually see 6 to 8 people.
We try to provide light dinner, light breakfast items, and also takeaway items they can go with as well. This year we can offer showers on site.
The nonprofit also operates a shelter for the youth. So coming here will help them get connected.
This gives a walk-in space available where they can get connected to resources, a CAN assessment, a homeless assessment, and then get on the possible shelter wait list, so while they wait for a bed. So again, a young person can come here night after night after night until the bed's available, and then we can kind of transfer them over to an opening over there.
Some in the community say there's a need for more warming centers in the city. McGuire says they had to advocate for funding to support this center because young people didn't want to go to larger adult spaces.
They just kind of felt safer in-house and more comfortable in a youth agency, because we solely dedicate our services only to young people.
Being homeless can look different for many people.
So often the young people who are couch surfing or bouncing around, or they are a friend of your child who stayed a couple extra nights, you're not sure why.
So McGuire encourages you to get involved and ask questions.
We always are glad when an older adult calls to say, hey, I saw someone looked unusual, how can I help? And reach out. We're happy to come out and educate the community, talk to people, kind of look for signs of what youth experiencing homelessness might look like.
If you would like to help the Warming Center, you can donate items such as water, hygiene products, and food. Now, the Warming Center will be open until late April. In New Haven, Kayla Cade, Fox 61 News.
All right, Kayla, thank you. And sticking with the weather for now, it's time for all of us to bundle up. It's cold out there, and the wind is picking up tonight.
Yeah, it's certainly chilly. Let's check in with meteorologist Deshaun Robinson for a first look at the forecast. Deshaun, what can we expect tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow will be another very cold day. This blast of cold air will come with some low wind chill values, as the winds are likely to gust up to 35 miles per hour. So as you wake up tomorrow morning, we are going to wake up to those wind chill values in the single digits. And these values are likely to remain below 20 degrees for much of the day. So the snow showers are beginning to wind down across much of the mid-Atlantic as the area of low pressure continues to move to the east. In our area, again, it's mostly cloudy, but these cloudy skies are likely to stick with us for the next few hours. Temperatures right now are below freezing across much of the state, ranging from the lower to mid-20s. Tonight, we will see these temperatures fall into the teens across much of our area under partly cloudy skies. And again, a breezy day is in the forecast for Tuesday, with our highs struggling to climb above freezing. So as you head out there, definitely bundle up. I'll have this and more coming up in my full forecast. Back to you guys.
All right, Deshaun, thank you. Well, looking to the future, that was the goal tonight in Meridan as the City Council voted on long-term projects.
Fox 61's Patty Foote was at the meeting tonight. She explains the impact the new developments will have on people living there.
Meridan's Town Council meeting Monday left some with questions and concerns they say were not brought up.
One of my main concerns is this whole floodplain where this gentleman said we're still going to have some flooding. I mean, realistically, what are you trying to tell me?
Dan Zaborowski has lived in Meridan for 77 years. He says flooding has always been an issue in downtown Meridan.
The real sad part is the impact is going to be going towards Wallingford, because our Hanover Pond is not going to be able to hold the water as people think it's going to happen. But really, it's kind of a sad situation. But, you know, knowing these engineers saying it's still going to flood, I mean, this is what the whole thing was supposed to be about. No more flooding.
In Monday's city council meeting, renderings were shown to the council for a new senior building that the city desperately needs. After a fire in 2022 left a 116 Cook Avenue building damaged, city council voted Monday night to demolish it.
Once the city council actually agreed to a plan for the senior center, health department combination, however, we found out that there was additional work that needed to take place to mitigate some of the flooding and brownfield abatement.
Dan Zaborowski is happy work will start on the future senior center.
With the seniors, we owe that to them. I mean, I'm a senior, but I mean, because of the fact that years ago I worked in Cheshire in the post office, so consequently, I'm still part of Cheshire. But if it came to fruition, yeah, I might come back to Meridan in regards to that. But our seniors they don't have anything. Go to Wallingford, go to Southington, go to Cheshire, and they have outdoor activities for these people.
Sonia is happy something constructive is being done in her district.
I think it's just going to be tremendously important for that community, which has been depressed, and unfortunately, development has been stalled.
Demolition of the building on 116 Cook Avenue will start in February, and the senior center is expected to be done by 2027 or sooner. Council Majority Leader Sonia Jelks is happy this project is finally underway. She says the seniors in that area really need a center that will help uplift their spirits. In Meridan, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61 News.
Thank you, Kay. Well, the streets of Hartford were quiet for the first 3 days of 2025, but on the fourth day, the city saw its first homicide of the new year.
Police say a man murdered his father in the parking lot of a motel on Weston Street. Fox 61's Jamel Johnson is at Hartford Superior Court, where the suspect faced a judge today.
Hartford's first high-profile case of the new year was a domestic dispute that turned bloody, as a man who was meeting his father outside of a local motel is now being accused of stabbing him to death in the city's first homicide of 2025. 49-year-old Rabin Holcomb stood in front of a judge 2 days after police say he murdered his father, 78-year-old Vincent Holcomb. His actions may come as a shock, as Bail Commissioner Julia Roberts says he has no prior criminal history.
He's homeless, he's unemployed, he's a lifelong resident. Criminal history, he has no criminal history, Your Honor. So this appears to be his first arrest.
Witnesses say they saw Rabin and his father Vincent fighting inside of a car and then reported it to police. When police got there on the scene, Rabin got out of the car and officers arrested him. The scene can only be described by prosecutor Alexandra Aroro as gruesome.
The defendant was found at the scene of the crime with the weapon nearby, and he was covered in blood, and the state believes that was the victim's blood. There were witnesses who observed him before the attack arguing with the victim.
Holcomb's defense team accepted any bond set by the court, as it's unlikely he could post it.
Obviously, he understands that the allegation is very serious. He understands there is going to be a significant bond set. Any bond that the court sets, he's not going to be in a position to post. I don't believe $3 million or $2.5 million would be necessary to guarantee Mr. Holcomb's return to court. So I would ask the court to use its wisdom in determining what the court feels is an appropriate bond.
Holcomb's defense team also noted that he suffers from mental health issues.
I did receive a letter from Capital Region that Mr. Holcomb is currently involved in treatment, suffers from significant mental health issues. It appears he has been a client of Demas since 1995. So I'm going to please ask that mental health be noted on the minimus.
Ultimately, Holcomb's bond was set at $2 million, and the case matters will continue February 19th. In Hartford, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61 News.
We have an update now on a saga that has played out for several months in Norwich public schools. It is now settled.
The superintendent has resigned more than a year ago. She was put on administrative leave over allegations of retaliatory practices and creating a culture of fear.
Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro joins us from Norwich with the latest.
The superintendent here, Kristen Stringfellow, has resigned as of January 1st. Last week, the Board of Education voted to accept that resignation and execute a settlement agreement. Enough is enough! Enough is enough! This all dates back to September of 2023. Teachers, students, and parents held rallies after a climate survey by the Connecticut Education Association found that 96% of teachers feared retaliation from the superintendent if they spoke up. Stringfellow came to Norwich from Rhode Island back in 2019. Under her leadership, teachers described feeling bullied and even abused, leading to a mass exodus, according to the CEA. The Board of Education decided to place Stringfellow on paid leave in September of 2023, pending an investigation into personnel complaints. Well, now, after more than 15 months of waiting to see if that separation would become official, the school community can turn the page on what some say has been a negative chapter. We spoke with one parent who did not want to be identified.
If you're an employee and your bosses are not listening to you and they're creating the hostile environment and all that stuff, teachers are not going to want to work. And then they're just going to pull in whoever they can, which then is going to make the kids suffer.
I think that the general sentiment is it's about time. I think that this lingered a lot longer than I think our teachers were really hoping for. I think they were, really thinking that this was going to be a quicker process. But we remind everybody that the due process is warranted. This is somebody's job.
And that was Angelo Bavaro reporting. We reached out to the Board of Education for a statement, and they said, quote, "The board considers the investigation closed with no findings or conclusions as we do not investigate former employees." Now, Dr. Stringfellow has agreed to forego the third year of compensation in her contract and has agreed to be compensated in salary and benefits owed to her contractually for the remainder of this school year. Coming up at 10:30, we'll look at what comes next for the district.
Well, state police are investigating a deadly crash in Durham tonight. It happened just after 1:15 this afternoon on Route 17. Police say two cars collided head on, and then a third one hit the side of one of those vehicles. Two drivers were taken to the hospital. One of them was pronounced dead. Police are looking for witnesses to the crash to give them a call.
And we have new details tonight on a crash in Tolland. The driver in that crash has died. Police say the driver was traveling eastbound on I-84. Tonight, police are trying to determine what caused that driver to crash. Anyone who saw it is asked to call state police.
Man's facing charges tonight for a murder in Bridgeport. Police say Nelson Garcia turned himself in. He's accused of murdering 27-year-old Stephen Vega. Vega was shot on Lake Street 2 days ago. He died at the hospital. Garcia is being held on $2 million bond. He'll be arraigned in court tomorrow.